So we're up to way number 43, which is Misyashe Libo B'Talmudo, which means effectively fascination with living. The actual words mean to settle your heart into your studies. So all of us have experienced fascination so great that we were kind of on the edge of our seat. It could have been a roller coaster, a brilliant lecture, a gripping novel, right? During these moments, we're super engaged and focused and feeling a thrill for living. So being completely absorbed and fascinated with what we're learning, right, whatever we're studying or doing, whether it's geometry or cooking dinner or raising our children, we should be fascinated by it. Because when we're fascinated, we have a better attention span, we have greater retention, we have higher energy, we have more patience, and we just do a better job. So number one of this is, who cares, right? So do you think you would enjoy a lecture on assembling car engines with detailed descriptions on how the cylinders and the pistons work? So you might find it interesting for the first 3 or 4 minutes before you fall asleep. But what if you were stuck in the middle of a desert with a broken engine, right? And someone was giving a detailed lecture about engines. You'd be super fascinated. You go, whoa, talk slowly. I want to get this right. I want to take notes. So what changed your level of interest? Engines suddenly became relevant. So something you found utterly boring 1 minute can be totally fascinating the next minute once we perceive its importance to our lives. So the key to being fascinated in something is to focus on the benefits that you'll receive from the information you're gaining. No one needs to remind you to pay attention when someone's explaining to you how to make $1 million. So when you're presented with a piece of wisdom, or you're learning a specific subject, ask yourself, why do I want to know this? How can I make this relevant to my life? Connecting to the relevance will increase your engagement and make the process of learning far more enjoyable and effective. So number 2 of this is, be fascinated with Torah, be fascinated with wisdom. So we used this example before, but imagine NASA received a lengthy coded signal from outer space, 20 pages worth. So every scientist and scholar would clamor to decipher the code and carefully examine every iota of text. The entire world would be waited with bated breath to hear what their conclusions are. Hashem spoke at Mount Sinai, at Har Sinai. He sent us a coded message by giving us his Torah, which has changed the world with its wisdom and its values. So nothing could be more riveting than to study the words of the Almighty himself, right? Than to study the words of the Infinite. So when you learn Torah, be focused. The Almighty is speaking to you. Decipher his message, learn the depth of his wisdom, and see how it can transform your life. Ultimately, its relevance to you is that the Torah is the blueprint for creation. It contains all the secrets of the universe. So search for the relevance behind every piece of information that you gain from the Torah and become enthralled by its relevance and its depth. So number 3 is, have a fascination with people. So appreciate that every human being is a mystery. Beneath the person's exterior lies a world filled with dreams and desires and wisdom, and see it's someone who's as real as you are. So when you encounter people, it could be a bus driver, or a cashier, or your child's teacher, step into their world and be fascinated with them. So start by making sure you don't treat people like objects, right? If you view the clerk at the grocery store as a cog to facilitate the sale of your groceries, right, then won't ignite much interest in your part. Instead, ask some friendly, open questions. Unintrusive ones, of course, right? Do you enjoy your job? How long have you worked here? Have you ever caught anyone shoplifting? It's a pity that some people are more fascinated with characters in a movie or a novel than they are with real human beings. So number 4 of this is, know what you want out of life. So many people have little fascination with living because they lack direction and clarity about what they want out of life. If you have well-defined goals that you're passionate about, you'll be more focused on the things that get you there. So get to know the most fascinating person you'll ever meet, yourself. So ask yourself, sit down and ask yourself, what am I living for? What do I want to accomplish in life? And write down your answers. So imagine someone with a strong ambition to be a doctor, right? So at university, that person would take pre-med courses, read medical journals, volunteer at the local hospital, talk to doctors. He's focused, he's on target. When they graduate undergrad, right? They're already talking like a doctor. They understand basic procedures. They've thought about how to develop a bedside manner. And this is all before they even get to medical school. So if a person really knows what they want out of life, then they're going to be fascinated by anything even remotely related to helping them reach that goal. So be focused. Don't just bumble along. Know what you want. Stay connected to your desire for greatness and limit the time that you waste on diversions that deflect you from reaching your goal. Number 5 of this is study what your heart desires. If you're having trouble cracking open a book, go through the table of contents and find a chapter that speaks to you. Utilize your natural desires as an entry point to get you involved in what might otherwise seem like a lackluster subject. Are you overwhelmed by the vastness of Torah wisdom that's out there and don't know where to start? Pick an area that fascinates you. It might be the approach to marriage, it might be Jewish history, it might be controversial episodes in the scriptures, right? The Torah encompasses every topic imaginable. It's impossible that you can't find something that'll fascinate you and then use that as a stepping stone to moving into greater wisdom. So a couple of ideas for applied wisdom. Think of a topic that fascinates you and spend some time learning what the Torah says about that topic. 2 of this, take a few minutes today to appreciate the wondrous mystery of the people that you come in contact with.